I am very excited to do this video. Welcome back to the channel, lovely feminine women. Thank you for being here, for hitting the red subscribe button, for liking all the videos that you like. It truly means a lot to me, and of course for leaving your kind, thoughtful, thought-provoking comments in the comment section down below. If you are new here, if the thumbnail intrigues you and you are interested in all things femininity as well as homemaking, housewifery, I would love it if you would join our community of lovely and amazing women. Of course, I am biased, but I think that they are the best women here on the internet. If you're interested in my background, a short blurb about myself: I'm a former Miss Earth Canada, and I am also a millennial housewife, millennial homemaker. We talked about the reason why I'm trying to call myself more of a housewife in a previous video, so if you're interested in knowing about that, you can also go check out my playlists. Today we're going to talk about how you can level up in your femininity, how you can become a more leveled up feminine woman. What I mean by this is best described through the example of transitioning from a princess to a queen. This doesn't mean that the princess or the queen, whichever one, is more valuable than the other. This simply means that many of us find ourselves in a period of our lives where we kind of must grow up. Modern culture today says that the grown-up woman needs to embody more masculine characteristics, but just like the princess and the queen are feminine in their own ways, I want to communicate to you that you don't necessarily have to give up your femininity in order to level up your feminine life to embody more queen energy. I was inspired to make this as a result of watching Cinderella a few nights ago, the 2015 version, where I noticed that before her mother passed away, she encouraged her to live her life based on the motto of having courage and being kind. As you could see throughout the movie, Cinderella, as she was progressing through her girlhood, didn't necessarily understand the purpose of this motto, but as she was developing towards being a queen, as she was stepping into her role of marrying the prince and becoming a queen, she understood the meaning of having courage and being kind. This is an example going back to princess versus queen. There is a point in our lives, this could differ based on your life experiences, the knowledge that you have acquired, but you are going to have to grow up and be a more well-rounded feminine woman. As always, you can leave me a comment down below letting me know some extra suggestions that you may have, or maybe some anecdotes from your lived experience on how you facilitated this transition or what you learned in trying to do so. Without further ado, without further delay, of course, this wouldn't be a complete video on my channel if I didn't touch on the topic of femininity. I'm going to start with femininity because I think that it is so important. I am not telling you that as you level up your femininity into more queen-like energy that you need to let go of things that you may have enjoyed in your princess girlhood. But what I am saying is that you need to have a more balanced approach to your femininity. As a girl is exploring the world, as she is discovering herself, she might find more superficial elements of femininity, fashion, beauty, etc., to be very appealing. My cat is here. But the feminine queen understands that these are all tools to help you feel more comfortable in your own skin so that you can explore the deeper elements of femininity. If you have been a long-time subscriber on this channel, you have heard me harp on and on about this concept, but it is truly important because the feminine queen understands that she can use her feminine energy to bring people together, to inspire people in the world to make positive change, because she is able to outpour love and nurturing, tender energy. The second category I want to discuss encompasses the concept of morality. The feminine queen seeks to live a virtuous life. The feminine princess might understand the difference from right and wrong based on what other people, what elders have told her, but the feminine queen seeks to understand why. If you are a Christian woman, this this is very important because you want to understand why we believe what we believe. And for everybody out there, you want to ask yourself, what is it about your morals and your values that causes for you to think this way? You have to understand the world if you seek to bring a softness to it. You have to understand other people, but first, in order to do that, you have to understand yourself and where your values come from. In order to live a more virtuous life, you also have to understand your biases, and you also have to be able to kind of ascertain information, to be able to weigh resources against themselves in order to understand what is actually true. Moreover, while the feminine princess might make decisions based solely on her emotions, the feminine queen knows that she needs to step back, of course, acknowledge and let her emotions pass through her, but she also isn't shy to admit when she is wrong and to also seek to have other people in her life, for example, her husband, guide her in helping her make the best decision. Along with that, the feminine queen understands that she needs to step into purpose in her life. She needs to discover her life purpose, while the feminine princess is exploring her options and of course weighing them against each other. The feminine queen has decided on her life path and she is able to stand firmly rooted in that. This is a big inspiration for our world because when we see a strong feminine woman who has made a decision about who she wants to be, this inspires other people to do the same. The next thing I want to bring up is your energy. The feminine queen understands how to command a room. Now, when I say command a room, I do not mean it in the masculine energy way. The feminine queen is able to attract attention without necessarily saying anything at all. Some of the easier ways that you can begin trying to explore this avenue is through your etiquette, through your posture, and through your physical presentation. Of course, it goes a little bit deeper than that. Like I talked about the difference between a princess who might present herself solely based on appearance. A feminine queen understands that that is the stepping stone to being able to express more of her deeper emotions and aura. Based on my lived experience, I want to present myself to the world like a confident housewife who is collected in her emotions. I understand that one of the ways in which I can firstly do that is through a put together physical appearance, but second to that is in the way in which I walk and in the way in which I greet other people. For you, this might extend to your school, your workplace, and even your most intimate relationships. The feminine queen moves through the world intentionally. What is your body? What is the energy that you are portraying to the world saying about you? Do you carry unwanted emotions on your face? Are you harshly using your hands while you are talking to other people? Really try to evaluate these things about yourself, because the way in which you present yourself to the world is going to be a reflection of your personal mission. Next up, the feminine queen understands that there is a difference between being playful and cheerful and being childish. The feminine queen understands that there is a context for expressing your energy in a fun way, and the feminine princess might not yet have reached that point. She might be expressing a more juvenile energy. Being a feminine queen doesn't mean that you walk around being stiff and unapproachable. This is not what I'm talking about at all. I am talking about understanding the context of when you choose to be more playful. I have a small point to say about children. I do believe that this is very applicable for many of us, especially if you are around my age or you have gone through life experiences that cause for you to be ready for the next step in your life. But you are going to want to acquire some skills around children. The feminine princess might love children and she might enjoy playing with them, but the feminine queen understands that being in the presence of children or having an influence on children is very important. You can still play with them as if you were still in that princess energy, but you have to understand that there is so much responsibility because we are dealing with the future of our world. Kind of branching off of that point, I also want to talk about socialization, because building community and socializing with other people is an integral part of femininity. The feminine princess is more so the life of the party, but the feminine queen is the party. This doesn't mean that when you grow up, you are not any fun in terms of social situations. What this means is that the feminine queen is able to be the center point to build a successful social gathering. She's able to bring people together and help them feel comfortable in her presence. This might mean developing your conversation skills, your social skills, your ability to host parties if you need to refine certain etiquette or recipes. It could be as simple as that. In addition, the feminine princess might still be exploring concepts of jealousy or emotional baggage or conflict between friends or significant others or family members. The feminine queen understands her biases when it comes to self-preservation and things that are going to trigger her to feel jealous. She is able to channel those emotions, and she is able to do the psychological work so that she doesn't portray those negative feelings towards other people. If you have a problem with jealousy, which many women do, please do not feel down on yourself. Please go watch my video that I made a couple months ago surrounding the topic of jealous women. I will link it down below as well as in the cards. Lastly, we need to talk about men. I did touch on the topic of playfulness, and I do think that being playful, fun, cheerful is a very important element that you want to preserve when you are transitioning into your queen energy, because that is also something that is going to make your relationship enjoyable and is going to attract many men towards you. That being said, there is a special element that the feminine queen possesses, and that is her ability to understand men. Because the feminine princess is often given the benefit of the doubt due to her perhaps young nature, but the feminine queen is also able to, again, carry that fun part of herself with her as she transitions to being a feminine queen. But she is also able to understand that there are certain things that men need from her. For example, words of affirmation, validation, supporting his dreams, tending to his needs, which when I say that, it triggers a lot of people because they think that you need to wait on your husband hand and foot. I have even been accused of and insulted for apparently doing that. But simply what that means is to understand that your significant other, your husband, your fiance has certain physical needs that are usually quite simplistic, and they're not going to ruin your life by doing. For example, feeding him. Maybe if you have the extra time doing his laundry, you will be surprised at the little things that you can actually incorporate into your life that won't disrupt your schedule so much, but they will be a big blessing to the man in your life. The feminine princess might be more focused on the things that she needs, but the feminine queen understands that although her desires are extremely important and they should be paramount, it takes two to tango in a relationship, not in like the other way to tango, but you understand what I'm saying. It takes two to make a relationship, so you cannot have a long-lasting relationship with somebody who you don't explore their needs and treat theirs as equal. As always, there are so many things that I could say on the points that I discussed today. Leave me a comment down below if you have something to add, or you just want to say anything at all. I love sitting down and reading all of them, and I try my best to get back to every single one of you because I know how much effort it actually takes to support a content creator, to leave a kind message, etc., etc. You all are the best. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, depending on when I decide to upload this video. Bye-bye.